Alright, YouTubers, we're doing a trip finally. It is the middle of September, and we're going from Lake Michigan up to Lake Superior. I'm driving through the small town of Escanaba, and we're gonna go up to the even smaller town of Ontonagon, for those that follow along. I didn't get to Ontonagon all of last year, so we're going. Kiki's in tow, up in her coffee pot spot. Not the best way to do it, but she's gonna go with me on all the rest of the trips I ever take. So yeah, I'll talk later, I'll ramble more. I did a ramble a couple days ago about dealing with loss. It was long and meandering. Might talk about that topic a little bit, because when you look at a video you've done, you left a lot of things out, you didn't say a lot of things right. The GoPro was giving me all kinds of problems, so I'll ramble about that and probably other stuff on the way up to beautiful Ontonagon, Michigan. Just out of your view on the left side is beautiful Lake Michigan. It's literally just right over there. And we're gonna cut up the middle to Ontonagon. Just kind of hoping to show you some Lake Michigan, to show you that it's only about 3 hours at about the widest point. You can go from Lake Michigan up to basically Gladstone to Marquette's about an hour. But beautiful morning. Supposed to have one really nice day. It's supposed to be up around 80 to get today. And again, it's the middle of September. And then I think the temperature's gonna drop pretty quick. So we'll see. It's already looking like fall wants to say, hey, I'm coming, and there's no place more beautiful than the UP for fall. And cheap camping too if you come up for fall. I think the only problem with coming to the UP in the fall is some of the campgrounds close too early. But I don't know if I'm going to see much more of fall. But you never know. I've been up here since the beginning of June. Alright, YouTubers, we're getting off this nice road. We're going on to Michigan 69. Heading up the middle of the U. Again, a little quick. I think I still haven't posted them yet, but the last time I was in the RV was with Kiki when we went to a place called Pete's Lake, and that was almost 6 weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago. So I haven't really I haven't driven the van in 6 weeks. And as I told people before, I have the air ride system, and it's still leaking, so I'm messing with that. Hope that's not too much wind noise. But it feels weird going on a trip without Keek. So yeah, I'll show you some more, and I'll ramble some more, and we're gonna get to Ontonagon. Do a second of time lapse. Pumpkin season, $5 for a pumpkin. I'm back in Ohio now. As I edit this, I have some more to come, and it's taken me a really long time to try to catch up on these videos, but I hope you enjoy. So this is kind of what the middle of the UP usually looks like. I had another topic I wanted to talk about. Everybody might not like it, but deal with it. COVID is not over. I don't know if I got COVID or not, but my girlfriend in front of me, she did. And I don't know how I didn't get it. But she woke up early. She had taken a test, it was negative. She woke up early not feeling well and just decided to go in and get a PCR test. And it came back positive. She came back, I took a test. It was negative. I didn't have any symptoms. She had symptoms. So we kind of isolated from each other. We wore masks a little bit. I know. If you don't like a mask, 2 years of this, you know, you just wear a mask. I think over the course of it, she took a total of 5 tests, and the PCR was the only one that came back positive. I took 3 or 4, and I never got a positive from the home test. So the guess is that she got it. She went into a store real quick without a mask, and she thinks that's where she must have got it, because there's a lot of COVID up here. But so I kind of acted bipolar. I acted like I didn't have it. My brain, you know, I don't think I got it, but around other people, I acted like I have it. We were also supposed to go to Milwaukee. The Yankees were just in town. We were going to go to a game, but where we were going to stay, the people there, they had a big outbreak of COVID, so we ended up not going. And I was sad, but the Yankees are playing like crap. They lost that game. I think they lost 2 out of 3, and they're just holding on. So when it comes to COVID, I wish we were all on the same page, but we're obviously not. So I will say I'm all boosted. I got all the boosters I can get. I think there's another one to get that I might get soon. But whatever you decide to do, just be safe. Most people getting it now aren't getting too sick. But, you know, you look at stats and there are people still dying from COVID. So my insurance isn't, I had a hard time with my insurance up here finding a place that would take it for a COVID test. So I never got a PCR test. I'm trying to remain careful. So that's it. COVID's still a thing, unfortunately. It's probably always going to be a thing now. It's just the world we're going to live in. Hopefully whatever strains come along continue to get weaker, even if they're more transmissible. I guess it's a world we live in. So that's COVID. Whatever your replies will be, will be. Did I tell you it's a beautiful day? It is a beautiful day. All right, YouTubers, it's about 10:15. Got a little later start than I wanted, but you know, that's life. I was sitting here thinking, driving quiet, and I've already looked up a couple times because Kiki always rode up in the coffee pot. That's where her ashes are right now. But she would ride up there, sometimes hang her head down so she could watch. That cat loved going in vehicles, loved being in the car, loved watching the road. And sometimes, usually I had her right paw hanging over the edge. And sometimes she would reach down and touch my head. Sometimes I'd hear her snoring up there. So it's a weird thing. But I just reached up and I can touch her ashes box. And this is what the middle of the UP looks like. She'd probably be sleeping now. She wouldn't find this all that interesting. Penny's riding on my lap, as per usual, as per always. So yeah, I guess it's half normal. We just went by a little campground called Stromberg Park Campground on Michigan 69. I don't know exactly where we are. I couldn't really see it, but you come up to the UP, there's unbelievable amounts of state campgrounds, county campgrounds, federal land campgrounds, you know, national forests and stuff. There's a lot of camping up here, and because everybody's hashtag van life now, you need a lot of places to camp. You can't spend every night in a Walmart. I've only stayed in a Walmart once. Was not a fan. That's just one experience. I've stayed in some Flying J's and Loves and stuff like that while driving, you know, just sleep for a few hours. But mostly I do real camping locations because I want the nature. I think I was looking from the other day, I think I've been coming to Ontonagon for, shoot, 5 or 6 years now, I think. I don't even know how I found Ontonagon, to be honest with you. But I think the first time I stayed, it was $19 not on waterfront. And it's gone up to $25 for non-residents. For non-waterfront. I think it's $30 for waterfront, and they have like the new section a little bit nicer. And I think that's $35 now, but we'll see. So for a beautiful location, the price is still pretty darn good. Okay, lots of places to camp in the UP, but as I always importantly tell you, the UP is terrible. It's horrible. Bears will eat your babies, and eagles will carry away your dogs. Don't come up to the UP. It's bugs. It's all bugs. You can't make it through a life without... Oh, it's terrible. Don't come up here. And none of that is true, as always. It's a beautiful place. All right. Again, I don't know if this lapel mic is working. I have it on, but there's no real way to test it while you're going, so I just cross my fingers and hope you can hear me. I still feel the need to replace the GoPro with some other kind of action cam. We're in Felch Township. Please, whatever you do, you're going to end up doing it though. Please, please don't look up the word Felch. Don't do it. Back to some time lapse. Even as I edit, I really think I should take this out of there. It might offend some people. I will just say there's no possible way I would ever live in the town of Felch. I guess this is the town of Felch. Don't look it up when you're done with this video. Whatever you do, don't look it up when you're done with this video. You know what? I think, if my memory serves me, this is the route I took when I drove from here, from the UP, all the way cross country to Washington State. Pretty sure this is the way I went. I know I've been on this road before. I think that's when. Because I went up here and picked up US 2 and went all the way to Montana. Just a glorious September day, huh? A couple days of great weather, and then it turns to pretty nasty, and it's gonna get cold. But those are upcoming videos. Oh, Vinny, Vincenzo, Vinny Boo Boo. You're so heavy on my leg. I've been, you know, with the diabetes, I had to get weight off Vinny. I've been feeding him a little bit more lately because he's a never-ending pit of cat food. This cat is just always hungry. And, you know, you figure your lifespan is far too short, as we all know. I'll try to control his food a little bit, but I don't want the poor guy being hungry all the time. So, and I think, you know, when I think about it, I think that might have been a part of his problem with his losing fur. He's probably malnutrition, because, you know, when you read the cans on how much they're supposed to eat, the vet had me giving him so little food, he's probably malnourished. So it looks as if he's going to have diabetes for the rest of his days. So if it takes a half a unit more and he can live a little bit happier, I think that's what we'll do. I don't want him living a life where he sits by his food dish all day long like he does right now. Just beautiful views. The back of a van. of 69, or staying on 69. I think I gotta stop. Staying on 65 and 90, 69 and 95. All right. Yeah, there's some color changes up here. I just saw a little bit of red in the trees. Down south, I saw a lot of them starting to splotch. You might see a little bit of color change. There's some red up in the left. Brown maybe. I'm colorblind, so it shows you how beautiful it must be up here in the fall, because I'm colorblind and I can still tell just how beautiful it is. Staying on 69. Welcome to Crystal Falls. It's pretty. That's a beautiful river. That is Paint River. I don't know much about it, but driving through, it really seems to be a cute little town. I suggest you check it out. Yep, I've been through here. As a former New Yorker who never thought much about small towns, I've changed. That was a long time ago. I like the small town feels. The slow pace can actually be nice. Pretty little town. Most of the houses are in pretty good shape. It's nice. I don't know how much of it there is, but you've got to see most of it going through town. Okay, that was Crystal Falls. Yeah, you can see a little bit of color change. It's got me a little bit excited, makes me hoping that I get to actually see some color. I accelerate a little slowly in Eddie on hills. Just went by Fortune Lake. I apologize for not having the GoPro running. This is BWAC State Park. Fortune Lake was gorgeous. And again, a little further north, there's a little bit more color change here. Alright, we got a big hill. I'm trying to get a run at it. Bigger vehicles, you really got to be ready for the terrain. And that was 75 down to 55. Staying at 55. Tell anybody I was speeding. I realized I'm most of the way through with no music. Alright, back to the standard 62. Isn't the UP spectacular? But again, don't come here. Bears. I think there's some wolves, angry deer, elk every now and then, eagles, hawks, all kinds of stuff. I watched somebody do a video of up here recently, and they went from end to end in a 20-minute video and didn't show anything. Very little. So much to see. I honestly think you could spend a lifetime exploring all the nooks and crannies that make up the UP. I'm just sad I didn't get here sooner. Not a natural Uper, but I got here as soon as I could. Alright. This is the outskirts of the city of Iron River. Okay, gas went up about 35 cents. In Iron River. 391 or 2. There's a sign on your left if you got to see it. ski Brule. Brule is a ski mountain up here. 6 miles that way to your left. I've never been there, but I'd like to check it out. I haven't been skiing in far too long. Alright, I just got up to the crest of another hill. She's got a diesel, so she seems to have a little bit more power, and I'm cautious with my 23-year-old van. I think hers is 19 years old though, but I figure I'd catch it on the way down. Quick 75 down the hill. I'm right back there. But I gingerly take him up the hills. I don't know if she's got room to pass him. It was quick. She does not. Okay, we're still driving to Ontonagon. Hope you're enjoying still. Stick around to the end. It's beautiful. It was another very short passing zone. She got by this guy, but trapped behind another truck. He's dropping scraps of wood. I don't like it. It's 65 and we're doing 50. But I'll stay patient. No need for anything silly. Right? Right. I haven't plugged in a GPS yet. She's my GPS. Got past those trucks. Now I've got another hill coming. This section of the UP is a little different and actually pretty hilly. Yeah, there's color changes here. You can see it. Ooh, bright red over there, I think, for me. Yep, there's color change. Gonna see a bit of fall. Alright, had another GoPro error. Changed the battery out, fiddled with the card. Think it's working now. Made a turn whilst you were gone and saw a lot of cool stuff, and you didn't get to see it. So I think we got about 45 miles left to Ontonagon. This is a casino resort. I forget where we're at. See an RV campground, but that doesn't mean there's not one there. Yeah, there is. There's one over there on the end. It had posts and everything. Don't know nothing about it. Keep going. I've found in the Upper Peninsula, as I pass somebody finally, that the casinos are usually a pretty good deal, and most of them have power. So if you're looking for a one-night stop or something, I think checking out casinos in the Upper Peninsula is a very good idea. Alright, it's the end of construction season. A few days left. Winter and construction season. Oh, they gotta hurry. Got a lot left to do. Keep going. Welcome to Bruce Crossing. There is a waterfall somewhere in here. I think it takes a bit of a hike. We had talked about going here. I don't know if we're going or not. I'm gonna leave it up to her. Been here before. This is the closest vet to Ontonagon. Ontonagon's like 30 miles. Ontonagon is 28 miles. We're going to go through Rockland, which is pretty. I've shown you some stuff there before. Got a big dam. I think there's a place to camp there. Yeah. There's a place to camp all over the place up here. Marked and unmarked. I think if you're one of those always want a boondock people, you can get down some roads here and probably find places that don't say you can't, you know, but you're east of the Mississippi, so there's not quite as much BLM land and stuff like that. But you can find stuff. And it's a bit windy today and it's warm. I know for some people this stuff is boring, but it really was a beautiful drive on this day, and I again recommend come up and check the Yup out. All right, we're getting closer. I just got a call from Ontonagon, and they said, hey, we still have a couple of lakefront if you want them. I said, well, we might. I think I'll take the spot I always get, but she might want, so we'll see. Ontonagon, 14 miles. All right, no bump. There's color change here. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit as I get up to speed. Ontonagon Township Park is a fantastic campground right on the lake, but they don't do reservations. The best you can do is call the day of, and if they have one, they'll hold you a spot. I don't know if it's Rockland or Rockland. I saw a house up here for sale a few years ago that was fantastic, beautiful, old Victorian and super cheap. But you're an hour and a half from pretty much anything. The Victoria Dam took you down there a couple years ago. It was beautiful. There are some areas in the Yup where it's a long drive just to like a grocery store. Pretty old buildings. But again, this area was teeming back in the lumber days, you know. Since then, like most rural areas, it has there's not a lot of work up here. When there aren't many jobs, it's really difficult to make the money to pay the rent to live in a place that's beautiful. It's been a long time for Vinny too. He's not that thrilled about this anymore. Michigan really is doing a good job of, like they said, fixing the damn roads. Ontonagon Township. Getting close, and just to let you know, my GoPro ends up screwing up again at the end, so I didn't give you the end I wanted. More construction. You don't have to watch it. Camping, Ontonagon Township Park. Lake Superior, straight at the stoplight. So here we are at the lake as I get out and pay them the monies they want. Beautiful spot, end up having a good day, but I wasn't able to show you the nice downtown, which I will in the future. I hope you enjoyed this one. There are more videos to come, but until then, have a great and wonderful day.